Hi, I'm Peggy at Headshots by Peggy. These vlogs are designed to encourage, inspire, and educate people in the industry. As a headshot photographer, I get the opportunity to talk to lots and lots of people in the industry. I think that there's a breakdown of what people want and what people think people want. So let's kind of go back to the basics and talk about headshots today. I know I have tons of great guests on here. We give you lots of great tips and tricks and encouragements and insights. But today I just really want to go back to the basics and let's talk about the headshot, because the headshot is literally the biggest part of your marketing strategy. You have to have an amazing headshot. That headshot has to show who you are. You have to look like your headshot. But the headshot also has to pop. It has to catch a casting director's eye. I mean, think about it. A casting director may get anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 submissions for one role. And they're looking at thumbnails and they're scrolling through, and your headshot has to pop. It has to say, I'm that person for the role. It has to get their attention enough that they're gonna click on it and look at your profile and look at your resume, look at your reel, see what else you have, and then hopefully call you in for an audition. So that's the goal of your headshot. It's often your very first impression on people. Casting directors may have never met you before, so that headshot has to grab them. That's your introduction. That's your handshake. That's your business card. That is your first impression. I say it and I'm going to continue to say it. I will never stop saying it. Your headshot is the biggest part of your marketing strategy, but we all know it's not the only part of your marketing strategy. And that's why I do these vlogs. We talk about lots of different things. But today, let's talk about how many looks you should get. Let's talk about how to find a good headshot photographer. Let's talk about all these kind of little details, all right? So first of all, how do you find a good headshot photographer? Not every photographer is a headshot photographer. And I can say that honestly because I used to be one of the top portrait photographers, and when I transitioned into headshot photography, I sucked. It didn't take me long to catch on, but it was a learning curve because I didn't understand what a headshot was. A headshot isn't just a pretty picture. You know, a portrait's a pretty picture. You want your mom and your grandma to hang it on the wall or whatever it may be. You want it to look cool on your Facebook, profile, all those things. But a headshot, it's a lot more detailed. A headshot is something that is absolutely your key to getting work. I mean, without a good headshot, you're not ever going to get an audition. You've got to have something that's going to catch people's eye and get you called in, get you in the door. And that's what a headshot does. So clearly there's lots of different types of headshots. There's lots of different types of headshot photographers. I always feel like you are the consumer. You have to know your photographer. Call them up, talk to them on the phone, look at their website, look at their Instagram, look at their Facebook, watch their vlog. That's one of the main reasons I do this vlog, is because you kind of get an idea of my personality. So when you get to my studio, you know what to expect. You know that I'm going to talk your ear off. You know that I'm going to get in your business and I'm going to pull out your personality, and I'm not going to just say, okay, smile, turn. I've always been like that. I've always felt that was one of my gifts, is that I'm able to pull out a person's personality and capture it. Well, with headshots, that's more important than any other kind of a photograph, because that headshot has to show your range. So I'm a big believer in lots of looks. I'm a big believer in happy dad, angry dad, soccer mom, stern mom, all those, like just mom. What kind of mom are you? Attorney, are you the goofy attorney? Are you a hard, core? Not just a general, but really focus on what roles you're after and what roles you're submitting for and what roles you feel like you're a fit for. So, when you come in for headshots, You need to know and be specific what we are trying to achieve. Now, when you book an appointment with me, I give you a questionnaire, and that makes you think, and it lets you tell me what you thought. So it's a win-win, because it makes you sit down and actually be honest with yourself and think about what roles you are a fit for, what roles you want to do, and it also gives you a way to communicate that with me so that we are on the same page. Now, not every headshot photographer is created equally. And, if you go to a photographer's website and all of their pictures look the same, they all have this exact same lighting, they all have the exact same feel to it, then what that photographer is good at is portraying the photographer's personality. Now, when I was a portrait photographer, people came to me because they liked my style. My style of family portraits, my style of baby portraits was unique to me. And all of my photos had that feel to it. Now, as a headshot photographer, I had to back away and pull my personality away and bring your personality up. So that is a thing to notice. If you go to a photographer's website and they're all the same, that's the photographer showing through. You need to be with somebody that can make you shine through. You need a photographer that understands that your personality is more important than their personal style. So, there are tons and tons of great photographers in town. And, some of them, I'll see a headshot and I'll know exactly what photographer took that. Sometimes it's because I can tell what lens they use. Sometimes I can tell just because it has that feel of their personality. But sometimes I have to look, I'm like, wow, who took this, So, and that's what you want. You want a photographer that understands the importance of your personality and is humble enough to allow their style to be second. Now, clearly every photographer is going to have, their unique style and their unique things that they do. But every headshot shouldn't look like the photographer. Every headshot should look like the talent. That personality of the talent should be shining through. So that's very, very important. Now, I'm going to talk about something, and some people may be upset with me about this. So you know what? If you know me, you know that I don't care if you're upset about me, because this is something that's very personal to me. And I get very, very emotional about it. I get very worked up about this. And that is trade for print. Now, I personally don't do trade for print. I do not think, in general, trade for print is a bad thing. But I think trade for print can be a huge, huge, huge red flag. And I want to bring out my concerns about trade for print. First of all, I'm a professional photographer. I show off my paying clients' work. I have so many examples and clients that, that I just don't get around to uploading to Instagram. I don't get around to uploading to my website because that's just something I don't always have time. I don't always take time to do because I'm lazy in that area. But I have all of these things. Why would I want to take pictures of you for free just so I can use it for my portfolio? So a photographer that needs a free model to it just seems weird to me. I mean, if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. Why would I need to do this for free to show my work? Clearly I'm not very good if I can't get paying customers to show off my work. Do you see where I'm going with this? Now, so that's a kind of a red flag. So it's probably a photographer that's just starting out. So they probably don't, have a lot of experience and maybe don't understand lighting and maybe don't understand, posing and maybe don't understand body types and maybe don't understand how to pull out expressions and get specific looks. Now, on the bright side, maybe you're broke and you're just starting out and you need something. So, if they take 500 pictures, you might happen upon 2 or 3 good ones, and there you go. But here's where my huge, huge, huge red flag comes in. because I see this over and over and over and over. A lot of times these trade for print situations are shady. And by shady, I mean it's usually some scumbag that just wants to take a picture of a pretty lady or a sexy guy. And, you know, sometimes you get yourself in a situation that you probably didn't think you signed up for. Just the other day on one of the Facebook groups that I was in, an actor, she wrote a post about this photographer that she was doing a trade for print with, and he was going to give her all of her images, and it took forever. And then finally he said, well, if you want your images, you have to do, you know, the sexual act with me. And she was like, no, you know, and, you know, it went on and on and on. And, you know, clearly, you know, she's fine and is safe, but sometimes these kind of situations put you in a bad situation. So be smart. Don't be naive how the industry works. And when you don't go to a professional, be safe, and don't get yourself in a bad situation because you're not thinking that way. So, you know, those are some of the red flags that I have with that. First of all, why would any professional photographer give you free pictures just to show them off when they have, you know, a dozen paying customers that they're, you know, can show off? Like, I you know. Now, for trade, are you kidding me? I love trade. Maybe you're a housekeeper and you're great at cleaning house and you want to clean my house. I'm all about trading for that. Maybe you know a foreign language and you want to tutor my kid because my kid's having problems in that language in school. You know, I'm all about trade for that. Anything that I would normally pay somebody else to do, if that's your talent and you want to trade with me, absolutely. But I'm not going to trade with you for my portfolio because I've been doing this for over 30 years. Believe me, I have plenty of pictures in my, you know, on my storage drive that I can pull up any given time. But that said, every once in a while, I do run something because maybe I get a new piece of equipment, or I get a new backdrop, or I get a new lighting setup, and I want to get to know my equipment, and I want to, you know, I want to get comfortable with it. So I'll ask somebody, hey, you know, give a great discount or something just to come in to play and let me get comfortable with my equipment, because I don't want to be fumbling with my new equipment when I have a paying customer. I'd much rather fumble with my equipment when I'm just giving them a couple of looks for free or for $100 or whatever. So those are things you can, you know, definitely take advantage of, you know, things like that. So be smart, pick a photographer, because this is the big deal. Literally the most thing that you need to invest in is your headshots. That's the best investment you can make. Clearly you need acting classes. Clearly you need, you know, to perfect your craft, but nobody's going to know what a great actor you are if they don't find you. So you need those headshots. So don't take it lightly, and don't be naive. You know, really think about what you've got and, you know, who you are. Now, I'm not done yet. I've got tons of stuff I'm going to say today. So I want to cover a little bit more about headshots. I know I went off on my tangent, told you I was going to do that. So the other thing I want to talk about is looks. I always try to help my clients by doing this. My 2-look package, you get 4 retouched images. You know why I do that? Because I feel that a variety of looks is so important for your success, because you can have the doctor look, you know, and they could be, you know, 2 separate things. You can have the you know, the stressed out one, you can have the goofy one, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So when you read a breakdown and you're like, I know I'm a fit for this role, and then you go to look at your headshots and you don't have any headshots that look like that role, that's a problem. So you need to have lots of looks in your profile so that you can pick from them, because, you know, that's how you're going to catch the casting director's eye. So make sure that you get lots of looks. Now, as far as printing, you definitely want a few printed headshots, absolutely. I always recommend your favorite theatrical and your favorite commercial, and have a few of those printed up. You don't have to print up a bazillion different looks because those are on your online profiles, but you definitely do need some printed ones. So I hope that this vlog educated you, inspired you, and encouraged you, and gave you a few tips about finding a photographer and the importance of headshots. And most importantly, I hope you guys have a great week and come back and see me next week. Remember, I upload on Facebook every Thursday morning. Also, I upload to my YouTube channel and my website every Thursday morning. Every Tuesday morning, I do a Vault Day Tuesday, and that is a Facebook exclusive. I upload a video, a vlog from a few months back, just to remind people of different things that we talked about. So make sure that you follow me on Facebook. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram, because that's where all the cool stuff happens. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share, like, and leave me comments. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.